Another planet that we definitely have to talk about tonight is Neptune. Now, we talked about Neptune in Alicia Liu's chart and how it deals with things that are artistic or creative. That doesn't change for Ms. Swift. She's got Neptune in Capricorn as well. Now again, Neptune does not move very much. It's considered a generational planet. But I want you to look at where it's placed in the chart. It is connected to that very powerful Saturn. It's connected to Mercury. And it's also connected to Uranus, which we haven't talked about yet. So it's conjunct all of those. As we look across the way, it is also connected to that Jupiter by opposition. Now, it's a little out of range for me to call the moon connected to Neptune. For me, that's a little bit more, that's a little bit too far for me. Normally, I consider a range of 7 degrees with Neptune at 11 and Cancer and the moon in Cancer at 1 Cancer. To me, that's not an opposition. So the moon's out. But again, what do we have? Well, we have one planet that's connected to 4 others. So we have 50% of the planets involved in this cluster, again, in the second house. Now, again, there are some astrologers who will say that they would include the moon as part of this because the moon is conjunct Jupiter. Depends on who you ask. Okay, so potentially 6 out of the 10 planets. Neptune is about sensitivity. Neptune is the traditional planet of music. Neptune is connected to all of these planets. One interesting fact that you should know is that when you have Saturn and Neptune right next to each other, or connected in some way, in my case, Saturn and Neptune are opposed, but if you have them connected like this can make creative work difficult, and I'm going to explain why. Neptune wants to create, and Saturn is not satisfied easily. I remember when I wrote my first book, I had a lot of trouble getting words on the page because Saturn would continually say, it's not good enough, nobody's going to like it, nobody would even buy it. And so that Saturn inner editor comes out often. And I am sure for her that as she's doing any kind of creative work, especially songwriting, with Neptune there and Saturn right next door, she may struggle quite a bit with that. It may be that she gets to be almost a little bit perfectionistic about how she writes songs because Saturn will come in and say that he doesn't like it, or that people won't like it. But when you see Saturn and Neptune together, the way to make it work is for them to work in 2 different times. So there should be times for creation and then times for editing, polishing, proofing. If you can do that, then you can make Neptune and Saturn conjunct, or opposite in my case, work for you. But it can be very challenging to work with. And of course, with Neptune, the planet of inspiration, well, where is she inspired? Well, she's inspired to write stuff. She's inspired to talk about things. She's inspired to tell her stories. That's Neptune conjunct Mercury right there. But Neptune is incredibly important in the chart of any singer, but in this case, it is well integrated into the chart. Again, not like the sun, completely unaspected, not like Venus, completely unaspected, but connected to, again, depending on how you look at it, 4 or 5 planets in the chart and sitting in the second house, which means that music is an area where she could potentially make money. We've definitely seen it in her life.